On Global TV News Express, President Tinubu's wife disburses 25 million naira to 250 Delta senior citizens. Prague residents mourn after 14 killed in terrible university shooting. CBN allows bank account services for cryptocurrency dealers, plus Nigerians positive on Joshua versus Wilder fight slated for March 9th. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the News Express and Global TV live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Chidima Jawaseni. In Nigeria, Christmas is a time to put on fine new clothes and travel to spend time with family. Most Nigerian families start their joyous celebrations on Christmas Eve and they last well into Christmas morning. When Christmas, attend church and then return home to celebrate more. There's always plenty to eat and drink, and the variety of staggering Nigerian Christmas meals reflects their culture, but fried chicken is a must-have. And for any Nigerian Christmas dish to be worthy of the season, it must be exceptional, well garnished and made with love. Along with new clothes, enjoying a feast with friends and family is an important part of holiday traditions in Nigeria as well. Any remembers listening to the Nigerian Christmas song, Mary's Baby Boy Child by Bonnie M. Families gather and cook up the Christmas feast. One dish in particular stands out as a true Nigerian Christmas classic, which is jollof rice. The First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has disbursed 25 million naira to 250 elderly men and women from the 25 local government areas of Delta State. The cash presentation through the Renewed Hope initiative under the Elderly Support Scheme was held on Friday at the Government House, Asaba, Delta State. The wife of Delta State Governor Tobore Obore Rory, who represented Tinubu at the event, also provided clothing materials and free medical checkups to the elderly citizens as support for the gesture. In her address, Tinubu expressed joy at the inaugural edition of the Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme themed Better Days Ahead. The House of Representatives Committee on Small and Medium Enterprises on Friday met with the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wali Edun, on key aspects of implementation of the presidential palliatives, grants and loans. The committee's chairman, Masoud Soro, who led the team to ascertain the extent of the funding and release so far made to implementing ministries, departments and agencies, disclosed this available to journalists on Saturday through his personal assistant, Aliyu Darazo. The House Committee on SMEs had previously met with other top government officials, including the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Anite, the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Madin, as well as the Director General and Chief Executive Officer, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, Charles Odi, in this regard. Away from the presidency, the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, on Friday was released from the Kuje Correctional Center after meeting up with his bail condition. The spokesperson for the Kuje Correctional Center, FCT, Adamu Duza, confirmed the development to our correspondent on Saturday. The Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja, had granted 300 million naira bail to Emefiele, who is being prosecuted for alleged procurement fraud. And over to security, the Nigeria Customs Service Board, chaired by the Minister of Finance, Wali Edun, has confirmed the appointment of 2 Assistant Comptroller Generals and the promotion of 2,209 senior officers in a statement issued on Friday by the National Public Relations Officer of the service, Abdullahi Maiwada. The appointment officers confirmed as substantive members of the NCS management team are ACG Florence Ogaremode and HCG Queen Ogbudubu. The Comptroller General NCS Bashiri Adeni congratulated the new appointed and promoted officers. The customs boss equally urged the officers to put in more effort to ensure revenue generation, trade facilitation, and suppression of smuggling. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has forecast haziness and sunshine from Saturday to Monday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released on Friday in Abuja predicted moderate dust haze on Saturday with horizontal visibility of 2 kilometers and 5 kilometers over the northern region during the forecast period. According to the agency, a sunny sky in a hazy atmosphere is expected over the north-central cities and the inland cities of the south. It anticipated partly cloudy skies in a hazy atmosphere over the coastal belt of the country. The agency urged the public to take necessary precautions as dust particles are suspended. It urged people with asthma and other respiratory issues to be cautious of the present weather situation. You're watching the News Express live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now shown on your screen. When the News Express returns, LPG marketers demand implementation of zero duties on cooking gas imports. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories right after this break. Please stay with us. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Express. Thank you for staying with us. The government of Guinea announced that petrol distribution would resume today, 5 days after supplies were suspended following an explosion and fire at the West African nation's main fuel depot, which left at least 23 dead. The population has been without petrol since Monday, paralyzing large parts of the economy. Demonstrations in the capital, Conakry, on Wednesday and Thursday occasionally fled into clashes between security forces and groups of young people demanding the restoration of petrol supplies to service stations. The supply of diesel had resumed on Wednesday, but not of petrol. The fire at the port in Kaloum, district of Conakry, near the port, has still not been extinguished, and firefighters continue to battle the flames. A total of 10,337 people were affected by the destruction, according to the government. Still on foreign news, Israel pressed its Gaza offensive Saturday, with Hamas authorities reporting heavy shelling in several cities hours after world powers demanded more aid be allowed into the besieged Palestinian territory. The Hamas-controlled health ministry said 18 people were killed in a strike on a house in Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza, as other targets were hit up and down the strip. The health ministry in Gaza, which the Islamist movement Hamas has ruled since 2007, said more than 400 people had been killed in Israeli bombardments over 48 hours. The latest violence comes after the UN Security Council approved a resolution demanding immediate, safe and unhindered deliveries of life-saving aid be rushed to Gaza at scale. Flags on public buildings flew at half-mast Saturday, and masses were scheduled across the Czech Republic for a day of national mourning after a deadly shooting at Prague's Charles University, the worst in the country in decades. A 24-year-old student opened fire at the Faculty of Arts on Thursday, killing 13 people and then himself. Another person died in hospital later on. The gunfire sparked frantic scenes of students running from the attack. Tearful students have lit thousands of candles at makeshift memorial at the Faculty of Arts and the university headquarters nearby. The gunman also wounded 25 people, including 3 who were hit by bullets in the street as he fired from a balcony. And now over to business. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has lifted ban on transaction in cryptocurrencies. Saving banks and other financial institutions can now provide services to cryptocurrency exchanges and dealers, also known as virtual assets providers, VAPS. According to the CBN, said financial institutions are now permitted to open accounts for VAPS, provide designated settlement accounts, and settlement services act as channels for foreign flows and trade and render any other activity that may be permitted by the CBN from time to time. The CBN, however, said that bank accounts opened for VAPS cannot be used for cash withdrawal and third-party check. Meanwhile, as the Central Bank of Nigeria's December 18, 2023 deadline approaches for the registration of the bank verification number, the number of registered Nigerians has hit 59.9 million. This is according to the latest BVN registration data update released by the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System. The most recent NIBSS data issued in September showed that the number of registered BVNs stands at 58.7 million as of September 12, 2023. While registration for the number has been delayed since the beginning of the year, the Central Bank of Nigeria's recent statement that all bank accounts without a BVN would be frozen beginning in April 2024 has pushed the BVN database a little higher. With the most recent statistics of 59.9 million, this indicates that over 1 million new BVNs have been registered in the last 3 months. The national president of the Nigeria Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas, LPG marketers, Oladapo Olatubosu, criticized the Nigeria Customs Service for its alleged reluctance to enforce the presidential directive on zero import duties for gas items, including imported LPG. Expressing dissatisfaction, the national president pointed out that despite the circular from the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun, instructing the relevant agencies to comply with the directive, the Nigeria Customs Service has not yet fully embraced the implementation. Olatubosun disclosed this concern during a conversation with reporters. He highlighted that many of their members with imported items currently held at the port are incurring demurrage costs. These additional expenses, he emphasized, would eventually be passed on to end users, leading to higher costs for consumers of LPG. This outcome, he noted, would defeat the intended purpose of reducing prices. And now in sport, Anthony Joshua is set to continue his comeback with his third fight of 2023 and will be keen to get another victory when he faces Swedish heavyweight Otto Wallin 5 p.m. today in the main event of the Day of Reckoning card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. After securing consecutive victories over Jermaine Franklin in April and Robert Helenius with a 7th-round knockout in August, Joshua is now gearing up to face a tough challenge in Wallin, who has proven himself as a formidable opponent, especially with his southpaw stance. The only defeat on Wallin's record to date came in 2019 against Tyson Fury in between the Gypsy King's first and second meetings with Wilder. Fury won by unanimous decision, but the Swedish heavyweight certainly made it a harder night than expected for the lineal champ. It promises to be exciting as two successful boxers of Nigerian descent, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, may possibly do a world championship bout on March 9, 2024. In a statement issued on Saturday, renowned boxing promoter Adrian Ogun said, since both former heavyweight champions equally lay claim to their Nigerian heritage, boxing fans in the country will be excited to see their compatriots compete for glory on the global stage. Adrian, however, noted that two important fights will determine if the two Nigerians will have the rare opportunity of fighting for world honor in March next year. Still on sports, Napoli, the Serie A champions, made a significant announcement on Saturday regarding Nigerian international forward Victor Osimhen. The club revealed that Osimhen has agreed to a contract extension binding him to Napoli until 2026. The announcement was made through Napoli's social media platforms, where the club posted a picture capturing Osimhen signing the new deal alongside club owner Aurelio De Laurentiis. Victor and Napoli together until 2026, the caption read, solidifying the club's commitment to retain the sought-after player. And as we end the News Express, let's take a quick look at some of our top stories. President Tinubu's wife disburses 25 million to 250 Delta senior citizens. Prague residents mourn after 14 killed in terrible university shooting. CBN allows bank accounts services for cryptocurrency dealers. We also told you Nigerians positive on Joshua versus Wilder fight slated for March 9th. And that's it on the News Express, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Chidima Jawasin, thanking you for watching. I'll see you again.